Here we are, another edition of Weird Wednesday. I'm your host, Scary Pops. Now make sure you pay attention, or you just might miss it. Now you notice the guy that was in the pink shirt. Well, where is he now? There he is. Is this a ghost? A time traveler? What could have caused the camera to not pick him up? After watching, what is your explanation? For now you see him, now you don't. Let's get into some weird art for the week, shall we? This is a story about a woman who was swept by a waterfall's undercurrent in Indonesia. And as the rescue team was searching, no one seemed to notice the lady in the water. The crew, as you can see, was searching in the water, but none of them seemed to interact with her. The video was shown to the victim's parents, where they did identify her as the missing daughter. So did she drown and her ghost then appeared? Ever have those days for you when it rains, it pours, but not for anybody else? Sometimes when you look to the sky, you get a treat. You can get a bizarre array of lights that you're like, what is that? Oh my God, is this some kind of rainbow? Or is this a portal opening up from a sci-fi movie? You tell me. Let's keep to the skies on this one. Now usually in the skies you get clouds, right? And clouds can cast shadows. But there's no clouds. But yet look at the shadow in the mountain. What is going on? Where is that shadow coming from? Thoughts? Something's casting a shadow, but what? Now this one's for the dogs. This dog is on a clothesline, but the other dog is suspended, animated, somehow holding on. What is going on? And then the dog brings him down. Like, how are they joined together like that? This is your captain speaking. We are going to be stopping in mid-flight. That's right, mid-flight. We're not going to go any further right now. We're just going to take in the views. We're going to keep the engine running, but we're going to stop in mid-flight. What is going on? Well, it's pretty windy. So is the wind holding the plane in suspension?
Platybelladon. Now, how do you take a regular elephant and make it utterly terrifying? You replace its trunk with an enormous, fleshy spork. That's how. This fantastical creature may look like it was dreamed up by an imaginative 7-year-old, but travel back in time between 8 million and 20 million years ago, and you'll see for yourself that the Platybelladon was once as real as they come. This ancestor of the modern elephant had a strange jutting jaw that actually consisted of a pair of widened tusks, which, by the way, are just modified incisors. But what was the purpose of this bizarre tool? After all, animals don't waste energy developing worthless characteristics. When the Platybelladon was first described in the 1920s, it was thought that their lower incisors were used to shovel, scoop, dig, and dredge soft vegetation in aquatic or swampy environments. But in 1992, paleontologist David Lambert proposed that they were also used as scythe-like weapons that could slice through thick vegetation. Instead of roaming shorelines, Platybelladon wandered around Miocene Asia, Africa, and North America, feeding on terrestrial plants, grasping branches with its trunk, and cutting them away with those specialized built-in scythes. Because these fleshy, spork-shaped appendages don't fossilize as easily as bone, We're actually pretty lucky to know much about these bizarre creatures at all. Thankfully, they did us a big favor by dying, sometimes in mass, next to or in rivers, which are prime spots for easy fossilization. Although they may not have posed a major threat to humans if they were still around today, it's safe to say that these animals still have one of the freakiest mugs in history.
South of Wyndham, Australia, we're going to head over to Hillgrove Lockup, which is inside a hollowed-out gigantic bob tree, 100 feet inside, 40 feet around. Discovered in the 1890s, the cops noticed that there was a hole in it, so they cut a hole in the center, and by cutting a hole in the center, they turned it into a temporary jail where they would put prisoners to hold until they can transport them the next day. They said the tree would hold up to 30 prisoners. Imu Haji, the dirtiest man alive, doesn't believe in clean hygiene, feels that if you have clean hygiene, he will get sick, so he continues to stay dirty. Julia Ganous, she is known as the Irvine Walker. She is also known as the Illustrated Woman, and she has covered her body, 95% of her body, in tattoos. That's right, she does it to hide her scars. Julia is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most tattooed woman in the world. And so, like I said, she has tattoos everywhere, 95% of her body. Wow. Face painting and tattooing a body is definitely a form of expression, and Julia Ganous expresses a great deal with her tattoos. All right, guys, be sure to like and subscribe so you can catch next episode.